my friends put it together.
That's tight.
And it was really sweet.
So, well,
It's really,
people are probably
really
like, what is...
Those style hot dogs have onions, relish, like a pickle spear, tomatoes, sport peppers, mustard, celery salt, and that's like your hot dog.
Oh, okay.
It's like a loaded hot dog. It's really good.
Okay.
And then on my birthday, it was April Fool's Day, so I was born a fool. I don't know what that says about me, but I was.
Aww. No bell for that.
Yeah, no bell. Yeah, no bell. My parents came up. We just had a really relaxing day. And it was great. Relaxed.
Aww.
That's exactly how I wanted to bring in my 30s, so it was perfect.
That's cool. Hello, Miss Anita.
Hi.
Tammy, Team Jannelle. Woo!
Team
Did you
Jannelle.
guys have a good Easter first?
Ooh.
Mike wants to know. What did you do for Easter?
Easter, we actually celebrated on Friday.
Oh, that's cool. Why Friday?
Well, because like my parents were here and a couple friends have like their own like celebrations, so it was just a good day to bring in like a couple other people too.
Oh yeah,
so they were free on Friday.
Yeah.
But that way we could have like leftovers the entire weekend.
That's fun.
I'm all about that.
We didn't have a big, we usually have a big dinner and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I made sure to invite Len's parents, just open invitation if they wanted to come. They were doing their own thing. We just grilled and we got Famous Dave's. Hello, if you've been to Famous Dave's, they're amazing. What's up? They are amazing. I think it's a chain. Where are they from? I'm going to tell you in a second.
Let me see. I've never heard
Famous
of
Dave's is like, oh my gosh. If you like barbecue and like,
I love
barbecue restaurant. And so like ribs. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, that looks so good.
Amazing.
They have the cornbread and everything.
Yes, the cornbread is amazing. Their ribs are amazing. So we did takeout at Famous Dave's because they were not doing parties of 6 or more. That's like Neville's can't come because we got like 13.
Right.
So we did take out and then grilled for the kids. But on Friday, and we went to church. That was my favorite because we miss going to church. The girls miss dressing up.
Yes.
So the girls wore, the boys too, they were nice, but this is important. The girls wore dresses. And so I was like, come on, you can wear your dress. And so
you have to wear an Easter dress.
I didn't shop for an Easter dress, but I'm like, y'all have a lot of dresses. Pick one of your dresses. What's up, Callie?
Hey, good morning.
So Len, getting used to his daughters now who are getting older, they're like, everybody's getting ready, and they come out with one dress, and then they disappear, come out with a whole other dress. And Len's like, why you gotta change so much? I'm like, welcome to girlhood.
The right one.
Yeah, they were like
the right one.
It was awesome. Tammy, yes, Famous Dave's is amazing.
I have to try this. I'm hooked and I haven't been
They do really good. Their takeout is really great. They'll do that whole platter on a big dish for takeout. That's what we what we order.
Baked beans, everything.
The beans are like amazing. But if
world.
you go there, their brisket's really good. If you go there, the setup and the service is amazing. So you got to check it out.
Nice.
North Homestead, I know that's one area. I don't know which. Oh, wow. They're all over the place. All over, literally. So Ohio has, just so you guys could check it out. There's only, there's one by Cedar Point.
Okay.
There's one in North Olmsted, which is the one we go to. One in Toledo.
Oh.
It is and their catering service is amazing. We've used them for picnics, like big family reunions. Yeah. Their setup is great.
Yeah.
So yeah, so on Friday we went bowling. Bowling is so fun, and it's like, our family is 13 because we got my 8 and then my sister and her kids. And then having the teens kind of compete with the dad. Or even if you go with friends, like just that competitiveness with bowling is fun.
I use the bumpers though. Because I can't bowl. I'm so bad, so I use geometry and like the bumpers to like actually hit.
No, that's right. So yes, the title, we will stick to that. We're looking for tips for your...
I need some advice.
Yes, your 30s. What are some advice for Kelly,
Yeah.
If you look
Give me some
back, what do
advice.
you wish you would have known when you were 30 or 31,
Yeah.
35?
Because I'm like new 30, just a few days in.
First of all, how does it feel?
It feels really good. I explained to friends and my parents that the 20s felt really exhausting to me because you have so many transitions in your life. You're like going to college, so that's a transition. You're getting like first time job, that's a transition. And so you're also trying to find yourself in your 20s.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Where at 30, I just feel like I know who I am. Like there's this like grounding,
Yeah.
I think.
Oh,
Even
yeah,
like
yeah.
I was like, it's time. I'm in my 30s. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I'll start since all of y'all want to be shy.
Yeah,
Want to be shy.
give me advice.
So my first one, and I'm experiencing it now, and I know people who are older own this more and more, but not caring what people think. Now,
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
there.
good.
I got issues in that area.
Yeah,
But
we all
there's
do.
more of like you're saying, owning who I am
Yeah.
and owning like not my space, but like this is who God created me to be. What you think about it, like just releasing myself of people's opinions. And so my 30s look different to yours. I was a parent during my 30s. I actually had my fourth boy when I was 31, and then the girls later.
Okay.
And so it was a lot of like trying to fit people's boxes. What does a mom look like? What does a wife look like?
Yeah, that's big.
Questioning my decisions and God's purpose and all that. And so you could say, okay, that just comes with age. The way I want to teach it to my daughters is learn from my mistakes. You can learn that early and be released early, you know? But there's more. It's a journey, to be honest. And so I don't know if do you struggle with that?
A little bit. I would say definitely my 20s was trying to figure out who I was, what purpose is. Because I think sometimes when you look at the Bible and you see what purpose is, it's to share about the gospel. And it's not about career. It's not about, what you do with your life necessarily. But like someone told me recently, like your purpose could be, like say you're in a parenting position. Your purpose is parenting your children. And there's a great purpose in that. Or saying like having purpose in like a marriage. Not there yet. Maybe one day I will be. But so I don't know. I feel like there'll probably be transitions in my 30s, but it's just feeling very comfortable of who I am.
I like that.
It's taken me like all my 20s to get there, and probably when I'm in my 30s, I'll be like, no, I thought I was this.
Oh yeah,
totally changed.
Oh yeah. And then you learn some stuff in your 40s, and then you like, oh, this wasn't it either.
Right.
But we always talk about the need for mentoring. And so what would you tell your granddaughter or your daughter that's in her 30s? I know that when you said about marriage and transitions and parenting, part of the issue is that the world tells you, and not even big world, like not society. I'm talking about people around you, even believers will have opinions about like, no, you should be here, whether it's corporate minded or you could be this far, or so even if you do what the Lord, like where the Lord, if you're where the Lord tells you to be, there could be a level of like discontent of like, because you listen to those voices, it could be when you should be married, when you should have a kid. For me, it was how many kids I should have. I was having too many, and feeling peace with this is where I'm at. This is where God has me.
Oh, for sure.
That was still that was a struggle then. And then one of my favorite advice from mentors at the time was you're going to live with the decision. So you have to be clear with what the Lord says about it versus other people, because you're living with that.
Oh, that's so tough.
10 years later or 12, 13 years later, when my kids are like adults, like Isaiah's going to turn 18, I'm living with the decisions I made.
Yeah.
And it's come to life what my mentor told me, like, yo, a lot of those people ain't going to be around.
Right.
You have to go within yourself. So for you, it could be that your timing in terms of marriage or who you marry. Or
Yeah.
do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're going to live with that decision.
And I think it's so challenging too. And I guess a question that I have is like, how did you know, like, as you know, so many people have advice to give. And I think you should always take advice with like a little grain of salt. Like you can always learn from everybody. It's just what you take from it. But how do you know like what really to lean into? Like say in your 30s, like what you should, like, what am I trying to say here? Like how have you found like mentors to really lean into like later in life? Maybe.
People to lean into?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a hard one. If you got any, I have mentors, and I'm trying to think so that I answer correctly. Kathy says, don't wish to be somewhere else. That's her advice.
That's good.
That is good.
Yeah.
Or even like in terms of age, either don't wish to be back or forward. I like that. And even just contentment. David says, I remember being 30 so many years ago. Miss Diola, she's here. Mike says he had 3 in diapers and others running around. A very hard time in marriage. It is hard. Because that was we're on the other side of it, and it feels so awesome. But when you got little kids,
it's like running.
But I got teenagers, and they got their own issues. But it's very physical. They're all on top of you, or you can't like a babysitter. You can't just leave. You need a babysitter, so it's very challenging. You're right, Mike.
Yeah.
In terms of mentors, I was I tried to be prayerful about who God had in my life. More importantly, who to listen to. Because like I said, like advice comes a dime a dozen. So all kinds of people have opinions and advice to give you. Yeah. So in terms of identifying who to listen to, to me it was just prayer and really guided by the Holy Spirit.
Okay.
And I will say, there's not like one mentor. Like in this season, I have several. Or throughout my journey, depending on where I was at, it was really cool. Like how the Lord would put certain people in the forefront, and then other people naturally will just come, and somebody else will. It was crazy, and so just kind of walking in prayer as and being sensitive to those who are pouring into you, and some of it could be. And it was, especially, I thought I had it all figured out. Some of it is humility. Because some of the mentors that guys want to put in your life may have stuff to tell you that you don't want to hear.
You don't want to hear.
And so my natural flesh would say, oh, you're not it. And God could say, no, this is exactly who you want to listen to. You know?
That's so challenging.
Yeah, that's hard. Like, I actually have a friend. She's not a mentor, but a friend. Oh my goodness. If you want the truth about your sin or your struggle, I would call her.
She's going to give it.
But then you're going to get it.
Yeah.
You know? But then you look at their life or look at their own surrender to the Lord, that kind of thing.
That's big.
Robert says, learn the positive side of the word separation. Ooh, can you explain that, Rob? That sounds deep. You're a deep brother. Mike says, older people like me would love to help someone who asks to mentor them and share experiences and wisdom. But you've struggled. Oh, Callie got stuff.
Ooh, Callie.
I want to get to what Mike says, but let's read Callie's too. Callie says, I have finally found my purpose in life is being a stay-at-home mom, wife, and mother. I always struggled with this journey, but after almost losing my marriage, believe God knew that I needed to do this. Being 35 years old took my daughter to realize this. I have prayed for mentors and people to trust in my life. Kelly, do you have a church that you belong to or attend? Callie, how have you found mentors?
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's not like they don't have that title, and they are that.
No. Yeah.
Or you don't meet weekly. You know what I'm saying?
No, and I've had like mentors throughout my life, and I would say I have mentors now too. And I love these women because they're kind of like mothers to me as well. So it's a huge blessing to have mentors, and I've been blessed in that sense. But I feel like a lot of people my age don't have mentors, or you don't know how to ask because, like, sometimes when you say, hey, could you be a mentor, then there's like this commitment thing of it has to be like every week, and it doesn't, and it's kind of like ad meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of it can come
It can be
organically where
challenging.
you just ask questions. But I
Yeah.
do want to call out the older people. I'll put myself, because Brian's not here, in that group. That sometimes we have to be, like, take that first step. There are women around me that I see now. One of them just had a baby. The other one just got married.
Yeah.
They've implicitly reached out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so
Yeah.
for me, and I haven't done this very well, so I need to be more. For me, it's taking that step of calling and saying, hey, do you need help? Or would you like to meet? Like Mike says, older people would love to help someone. Like, let's take that step. There are young people all over the place that are like waiting for help. But then there is the challenge, and maybe you could speak for your age group. There's some younger people that would be like, I don't need help, I got this. And could be offended or bothered and thinking, why are you giving advice I didn't ask for? Yeah. So what would be an appropriate way for an older person like Mike or me to volunteer, not the formal mentorship, but hey, can I help you with this?
Like, hey, let's grab a cup of coffee. I would say that I would feel like a lot of people my age would be up for having a mentor. They just don't know where to find them or how to connect.
Yeah.
And I think that's partially an issue of our age group, is not going to places where there are elders, like going out of our way.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, if there's like a woman's get together or like a men's get together, to actually go and have an opportunity to meet with people of like who are elders to us.
Yeah.
So I think it's a challenge to find mentors because you don't know where to find mentors.
Yeah.
Also, depending on like what church you go to and if there's an opportunity to really like interconnect. But I would say one way to help is like, even if you see like a young individual, just like say hi, start a conversation, because you never know what kind of relationship it could build.
It's true.
And have the opportunity to speak into them. I think one thing I've found too is a lot of, kind of like what we talked about earlier, there's a lot of people who want to give you advice very quickly. And so just build a relationship first. I think that's one thing that my generation is looking for.
Yeah.
Is a relationship before there's advice.
Oh, I love
Sometimes, like an establishment.
That's really good, because we are very quick to let me tell you what you need to do.
Right. All right.
Okay, it's almost time to go. Kelly says, I attend a group called MOPS. I have asked some moms from my boys' sporting events if they are believers and if there's that connection that we exchange numbers. Kelly, I would be interested in being a mentor for you. Oh, Kelly, you're so sweet.
You're so sweet.
Yeah, that's really cool. And
Love it.
Mike says, you can tell by talking to people at church if you connect with them. Ask them if they would be willing to meet for coffee sometime. And if they are, ask questions and see how a relationship might develop.
Yes.
I recently asked for advice, and it's not mentorship, but whatever. So I'm going into the new season of parenting young adults. And so my boys, well, kids now, because I have 3 that go to her. Piano teacher. She's been their piano teacher for like almost 10 years. She's ahead of me. She has 9 kids.
Wow.
She's so tight. And she's a believer. And so I texted her. I was like, oh, I might need to like take you out for coffee. And but then I love the way she reached out. She said, yes, I can share all my mistakes with you. That's not how I'm seeing her, but she's already given me the feeling of like, well, first of all, I want to learn. Yeah. But her humility. It just was like, wow, that's so tight. And it's very
transparent too.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not like, okay, look, this is like perfect parenting.
This is how you do it. Yeah.
No, I love that.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter what season. We're talking about 30s, but we all need mentors. And I think it's that thing we're forgetting in this age of social media. Naturally and organically connect with people. If you have a question, ask them. If you want to get together, tell them. I
Yeah.
think we get all awkward with
Oh
people.
yeah, and you can
know?
put a time limit on it too if you're worried about it like
Yeah.
going on and on.
Yeah.
Because boundaries are healthy too. So
Callie says she'll message you on Instagram.
Perfect.
That's too
so
cool.
sweet.
Too
Thank
cool.
you.
Kelly starting her 30s.
Woo-hoo! Big 3-0.
Happy birthday, Kelly.
Thank you.
Thank you, Callie, Mike, Miss Anita,
Yeah.
Kathy,
Love you guys.
great tips. Rob, super deep.
Ooh,
David,
deep.
thank you, David. I saw you shared the stream. Thank you,
Aw.
David. And Callie on YouTube. I see y'all on YouTube. What's up? Make sure you subscribe. Click the bell so that you are notified when we release overtime stuff, okay?
Woo, woo.
Hasta luego. There you go. That's
I just
tight.
want to hit it.